Murphy is urging the legislature to move on a bill that would increase the minimum wage from $8.60 an hour to $15 an hour. Are you in favor of this, Guru? Will this ever happen?
King, I am not a heartless person. I understand that there are many people working very hard to make ends meet, to support themselves and their families. So let me put that out there right now. But I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on the broad economic point of view here. Now, let me be very clear. This minimum wage increase from where we are at $8.60 going to $15 an hour, this is a tax on employers. Call it whatever you want, but it's a tax. Why? Because the government is forcing employers to pay it. It's not that the market is determining the value of employees. It's a forced payment. So let's look at what this tax is going to do. What's the economic fallout, in other words? So employers are going to have more costs. Why? Because the salaries are going to go up, nearly doubling at that level. And don't forget, taxes are paid based upon those income levels. So you're going to have payroll taxes rising as well. Now, employers are going to want to reduce those costs. So what's going to happen? They're going to hire less, or they're going to have to fire some people. What else are employers going to do? Now may be the time where they're going to make those investments in technology that ultimately will lead to a reduction in the workforce. You know, there's that kind of equilibrium where employers will say, do I really want to spend all this money on replacing people to use computers or artificial intelligence or whatever it may be? And they're saying, nah, you know what? I don't want to make that investment. When you're talking about potentially a substantial increase in the cost of employees, now employers are going to say, you know what? These costs are only going to go up from here. Let me make that investment and figure out how I can replace people. Now, we're also going to see an increase in the prices of goods for consumers. If it's going to cost more to produce the goods because of the increase in labor costs, then employers and companies are going to have to pass that cost along to us, the New Jersey taxpayers. And this also means that basically we're going to see some inflation. These are my predictions, King, and I believe I'm right on this. And we know already that we have issues with people moving out of New Jersey. So is $15 an hour as the minimum wage going to keep people here? Or is this another reason to move your business outside of New Jersey? Or think about this. Is this something that's going to attract companies to come to New Jersey? Now, I think you know the answers to all of these because it's common sense. And let me make one final point on this, King. The issue is not just that you're going to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. We're talking about wage compression. And what I mean by that is, what do you do with people that are already making $15 an hour? You can't keep them at the same rate. You're going to have to increase that. So now we're talking about employers are going to have to adjust their compensation scale across the board. So if you're nearly doubling from $8.60 to $15 an hour as the minimum wage, if somebody is making $15 an hour, does that mean that they're going to have to go between $25 and $30 an hour? Well, there's certainly an argument to be made for that, but there's no way employers in New Jersey could afford that across the board. It's not going to happen. This is only going to increase the amount of companies and people that are moving out of the state of New Jersey. Now, I have not seen any true or credible evidence of a $15 minimum wage producing economic prosperity. So I'm not in favor of it. And will it happen in New Jersey, to the second part of your question? Well, we're quickly moving towards becoming the People's Republic of New Jersey. So I think it will happen, and I think there's going to be a lot of negative economic fallout from it, King. But I don't think there's any stopping this train at this point.